everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to Look Back. This is a series that I do here on the Dice Tower where I take a look at reviews that I did last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and 20 years ago. And I tell you what I think about the games now, if I think about them at all. So 20 years ago, I reviewed a game called Hansa from Michael Schock. Now, this is not Hansa Teutonica. It's just Hansa. Did not like it. It's kind of the typical trading in the Mediterranean game, 5 out of 10. Then I reviewed a game, and I had forgotten about this one, so I just did this list, Card Chess, from Jeff Witterich. Now, this game and its compatriot, Crossword Pyramids, were both very much a center of controversy 20 years ago. I know it's hard to believe. People were arguing about board games. On Board Game Geek, there was inflated ratings, and the designer would yell at people who had given it a negative thing. I don't know. He didn't really say anything to me. But card chess itself is basically chess, but the pieces are cards. But it'll allow you to do some weird things with that and put cards on top of each other. It was interesting, 6 out of 10. Go For It from Reinhard Stopp, another kids game in the player entertainment line, kind of a push-your-luck style, 6 out of 10. Crossword Pyramids is the other game from Jeff Witterich. This one I thought was a really interesting game where you're putting these pyramids out in a Scrabble thing, but the pyramids could go on top of each other and words could bend. I was amused by it. I give it 6.5. Battle Stations. This was a gigantic game, which is still out now. And this game from Guerrilla Games is just huge. It's basically an RPG, but that has a space battle and ship battles. You can launch yourself to someone's ship, then you're on the ship fighting. Really lots of cool stuff. I don't have time for this sort of thing. This game has faded for me a bit, so instead of a 9, it's now an 8. Still really cool game, though. Ingenious, on the other hand, from Reiner Knizia, has gone from a 7 to an 8.5 for me. I still like Axio, the sequel, better, but Ingenious, this is such a classic game where you're putting tokens on a board, little dominoes, hexagonal dominoes, and then scoring for groups of colors or lines of colors, and then your lowest score is your final score at the end of the game. It's kind of a classic at this point. 10 years ago, I reviewed Stipulations. That's where I say, hey, something cool happens, and everyone has to write down something that makes it worse. You know, like the genie who says, you can live forever, but, you're frozen in time or whatever. It's not a very good game. 5 out of 10. Greedy Pirates. This is about pirates getting gold. Very, very kind of just a thrown-together production. 5 out of 10. Star Wars Death Star, Boom Boom Balloon. So, if you remember, 10 years ago, I was buying everything Star Wars. I bought every Star Wars game I could get my hands on. This one is just a remake of Boom Boom Balloon, where you're sticking pins in, and then you're hoping not to pop the balloon, the Death Star, I think. Whatever. It's 6 out of 10, because I don't hate the game, actually, but the Star Wars theming, who cares? Alien Wars. Sort of there's cards all over the table, and you're flipping cards, let you flick discs. 6 out of 10. Crossmaster Quest. Man, I want to like this game. I still remember when Crossmaster first came out. We were like painted miniatures or injected color. At the time, it was amazing. The game itself was fine. I wanted to like Crossmaster Quest more than I did. It's so cool looking. I want to use these figures, but it was a little more fiddly than I'd like. A little bit more going on than I would enjoy. Just missed the mark. 6.5. Portal, the uncooperative cake acquisition game. So Portal has a board game, and it's good. It's 7 out of 10. It has a piece of cake. It doesn't have a lot to do with Portal, but there's some ideas of moving around. I thought it was pretty interesting. Ships. This is from Martin Wallace's series. I think he was trying to do a planes, trains, and automobiles. I mean, he's done train for years. Then he did a game called Automobiles, and then his last one was Ships. Ships is a fine game. It's a good strategy game from Martin Wallace. 7 out of 10. Terra. Now, this one from Friedman and Fries was a sequel to Fauna. Fauna, which was just reprinted. I really like the Fauna, where you need to know about animals, but not quite. You just need to be close. Terra is the same thing, but it's all over the world. I don't think it's quite as good as Fauna, but it's a solid game. 8 out of 10. Seven Wonders Duel. What can I say? 10 years ago now, this game came out and changed gaming, and it took a while, but now we have duel games everywhere. 9 out of 10. No Thanks. This one keeps getting better for me the more I play it. This card game where you throw a chip or take the card. You don't want cards. A 9 out of 10 for me. 5 years ago, I reviewed The Joker. This is a Spin Master game where the Joker is chaos, and he's changing the rules, and you can be eliminated, and it's just it's terrible. In fact, one of the funniest, I was reading the comments on the game, and someone said, this game's thematic because it feels like the Joker's making you play this at gunpoint. It's awful. 2 out of 10. Electioneer. This is a Hong Kong voting game that I would love if I could figure out where anything was on the board. To be fair, I'm not a Hong Kong citizen. If I was, I'd probably know it better. But still, it's such a cool idea, but the game doesn't come together. 5 out of 10. War of Supremacy, kind of a neat game of, looks really cool, and then there's just 2 powerful take-that style cards in it that kind of ruin it. 5 out of 10. Dino Oblivion, grow your own little dinosaur tribe? Why not? 6.5. iMagician, this is a party game that I like where you get a bunch of symbols on this card, and it's like connect this symbol to this symbol, and you're connecting these symbols on the board, and as soon as you figure out the picture you're drawing, you shout it out. 7 out of 10. Gatefall Chapter 1. Have you ever wanted miniatures that were the size of G.I. Joe action figures? That's what this is. Giant miniatures running up at each other and fighting. It's not a particularly heavy game. It's very light. But I'm still amused by marching these giant plastic minis around and slapping the snot out of each other. 7.5. Garum. This is one of the first Pythagoras games I played. Did not look good. They did not have good art. But the idea of putting out these tiles and put your colors in rows and columns, I thought worked pretty well. 8 out of 10. Animal Upon Animal Unicorns. Yeah, 8.5. This is a great game. The Animal Upon Animal series is fantastic, and this is going to be one that is going to appeal to kids who like unicorns. Ohanami. Oh, such a cool card game. Placing cards in columns. You're building 3 columns. It's kind of an expansion upon the game, but I think it does it much, much better. 8.5. And then finally, Undaunted North Africa. This is maybe my favorite. I do like Undaunted Battle for Britain a lot. But this one introduced vehicles to the game. Undaunted, such a fantastic game and series. I love it. 9 out of 10. All right, last year I reviewed Po Buddy's Nerfict, which is a game about spoonerisms, and it's awful. 2 out of 10. Fashion Police, not a great game. It looked cool, like you put cards behind these silhouettes out, making these fashion, and you have to guess which of these shirts makes you think of Grimm. Well, that one might be easy, but it's just not really put together very well. 5 out of 10. King of Tokyo Duel. I love King of Tokyo, but King of Tokyo Duel just didn't do it for me. It's over too fast and didn't feel like there was a lot of fun things going on in it. 5 out of 10. Holly Oak. This is from Tom Lemon. Trick-taking game that just really fell flat for me. 5 out of 10. Captain Obvious. I know everyone loves this game. You're flipping tiles. It's fine. It's interesting. Very popular game. There's lots of people I know who are really going to enjoy it. For me, it was close. 6.5. And then Warp and Weft, a game about weaving. That really worked okay. I like this idea of weaving. It's a pretty thinky game as you're trying to figure out when to weave up and down and form different patterns. There's a lot of pattern matching games out there. This one I thought did a good job. 7.5. And there you go, folks. Those are the games that I reviewed 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel. See you next time. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.